YouTube viewers, Rectangular back with another haul video. This time we have a very small Ant-Man figure. I was lucky to get this from a friend of mine, Pharaoh Black. There is a link to his channel below, and gave me a good deal on this figure because most of the time you either have to buy the whole pack that he comes with, or they want to bundle him with another figure. So yeah, this figure actually comes from the gift pack that, if you watched my previous haul video, the 8-inch Giant Man, this is where he comes from. I think he was actually included in another set, but I can't remember which one off the top of my head. And he also comes with a non-articulated Wasp figure, but I didn't buy that one, which I'm kind of regretting now. But yeah, he is really tiny, and he comes with this little ant, winged ant. And I know in the comics that he had several ants that he gave names to that were kind of his favorites. They didn't state, I don't think, in the package what the name of this one is, not like it really matters. But I think one of them was named Steed, and yeah, so I'm very happy to get him. And he is actually just the right size between the tiniest one from HeroClix and the one that comes with the Yellow Jacket figure. I believe that same one that comes with Yellow Jacket comes in another gift set, or gift pack, and I can't remember what else. I think there was another Avengers box set. Oh, I think it's the Marvel Universe Avengers box set. That either comes with this one or comes with the one that Yellow Jacket is included with. Alright, so I'm going to put some of the other small Ant-Man figures that precede this one and follow this one in size, but I'll try to spin him around. Hopefully the focus is not going to get too freaked out, because I'm literally about 1.5 inches, 2 inches away from the lens. So when I put my thumb in here, hopefully it's not going to freak out. But yeah, it's actually pretty well done as far as paint. It's hard to believe that they're able to get such accurate paint scheme on such a tiny figure. And he is a little bit flexible, rubbery, so I'm sure that some of them might be a little warped, but this one's really nice. I don't know how I'm probably gonna have to use some sticky tack in order to get him to stand without using the ant in my display. I haven't decided if I'm just going to stick him on the ant or not, but the one before him does not have an ant, although I think I might have one that he would work with. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and show you how he matches up with the other figure. Oh, actually, just for a little scale reference, that is a Shield Agent head. Let's move him over just a tiny bit. So there he is next to the head of a Shield Agent. And here is a gun for a Shield Agent. Try to get a better angle on that. Yeah, so the ant is about the length of the pistol and Ant-Man is just a little bit taller than the length of the pistol. So yeah, that should give you an idea of just how tiny this guy is. Alright, be right back. Here we have the tiniest Ant-Men all together, starting from the smallest on the left. That is a HeroClix figure that has that little clear mounting that went to the base, which I popped him off of, and you'll see he's got some blue sticky tack there just to keep him upright. And next to him is the figure I got from Pharaoh Black, and again using some sticky tack to keep him upright. And then the ant that he came with, and the next size up Ant-Man from the 2-pack with Yellow Jacket. Again, for a little size comparison, here is a Shield Agent head. It's actually pan over a little bit. There's the head of the Shield Agent, and a pistol. Alright, so that should give you an idea just how tiny these guys are. So the Ant-Man I just got is just a tiny bit taller than the smallest HeroClix Ant-Man, and there is another HeroClix Ant-Man that is a little bit bigger than this guy. Actually, yeah, he's just a little bit taller than him. So yeah, it'll be a nice little transition there, and it's gonna be nice also having the winged ant for certain displays. Alright, so let's go ahead and move on to the next item. The second item up in the haul is this Marvel Universe Magneto figure, and this figure is not complete. He's supposed to have a cape, but I actually got this on eBay from a Chinese seller, so more than likely it's either a factory reject or a knockoff. The one thing I noticed is that he does appear to have 2 left feet. It's pretty subtle that you can tell. I think more from the top you can tell that. Let's see if I can get that in the shot. The left foot looks normal, and you can see on the right foot it kind of curves in a little, but it's not super noticeable, and you know, he's pretty much just going to sit in my display. As you may already have guessed, he is going to be the next smallest Ant-Man. He's going to be a custom for the next smallest Ant-Man after the Scott Lang 6-inch figure. Going to have to do probably as much work to him as the 12-inch figure I got for Daredevil that I'm going to make into a Giant Man. He is going to need probably not quite as much dry brush to get the red the same color, but he will need the crotch painted blue. The gloves will need a little bit of Dremel work to get those bands, or not necessarily Dremel work, but some sculpting to get those bands covered up. Same with the shins, and then those will have to be painted blue. And what's going to be really interesting is the sculpt on the helmet. get that sculpted to look like Ant-Man's helmet is going to be challenging since it's such a small figure, and you know, I have very little sculpting experience. I think last time I sculpted anything was in 7th or 8th grade art class, and that was not using the same materials. So that's going to be an interesting challenge. But you know, all I have is time on my hands, so no rush on that. Anyway, yeah, so I'll do a little size comparison with the other Ant-Man figures that I have. Here you can see all of the figures lined up with the Scott Lang Ant-Man, and I had to use some bases so that they could be on the same level as the lead figure there on the second to the right. There's no way to get him off of that, so I have to prop up everybody else. So I'll probably end up using a piece of foam board when I build my final display so that they'll all be on the same level. That's the best thing I can come up with off the top of my head right now, unless I use bases like this. But yeah, it's going to be a nice transition. It would be even better if there was a figure going between the Marvel Universe and the Marvel Legends scale figure, but that's pretty damn good. I was actually surprised that the Marvel Universe figure was so short, and just to make sure I wasn't getting shortchanged, I put him next to my Yellow Jacket Marvel Universe figure, and they're the same height, so I don't think that it's that bad of a knockoff. It's a pretty darn good sculpt, and yeah, it's going to look pretty cool when I have everybody put together. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and let's check out the last item in the haul. The last item in this week's haul is the incredible Red Hulk Build-A-Figure from Marvel Legends. Or is he? Well, you can fool some of the people some of the time, but not all of the people all of the time. So for those of you with more discerning eyes, you might be able to tell that this is not a actual legitimate Marvel Legend Build-A-Figure. Some of you may know that there are knockoffs made in China primarily of lots of different figures. Either that or they were factory rejects that somebody got a hold of, and they are selling them on eBay. So I bit the bullet and paid $50 and got this guy. That was $50 shipped. A little more than I wanted to spend, but knowing that I am still going to build the my custom Red Hulk from the movie figure Walmart exclusive, this guy here. So there he is as a little size comparison. You know, he's got that Red Hulk head sculpt on him, just because I do want a little bit better articulated and better, more realistic proportioned figure. But I also wanted to be able to do A.C.B.A. and not have to worry about the paint getting scratched up, not scratched up, but chipping off, putting him in poses. So that's why I got this guy. If you're lucky, you can probably find a legitimate one for about $60, but they seem to be getting more and more hard to find because Red Hulk is part of the Thunderbolts now, and he is one of the, that's that is one of the better Marvel comics at the moment. So he's got all the same articulation as the Build-A-Figure. The primary difference that most people, if you're looking online, you want to be able to tell whether or not one is a legitimate copy or not. Seems like the major dead giveaway is the pants, both in the front and the back. I'll post a link in the description below to an article that goes into detail comparison, since I don't have the actual either Green Hulk from the 2-pack, which this is based on, or a legitimate Build-A-Figure. But the pants, if you can see, this is a really sharp crease on his pants. There's like no paint detail or no mold detail in the seam and the creases that go across his rear end here. On the actual Build-A-Figure, there's a lot more detail. There's a lot more seams that are crossing, or wrinkles that are crossing the seam here, and also there's more texturing here. It's more realistic looking. It looks like a frayed piece of material where the pocket is torn over. It looks like it's actually torn, where this is, it's just a straight cut. Very little detail. And on the front also, there's more wrinkles on the legitimate version, where this is very plain. So I'm not that big of a stickler. It's not like my favorite character or anything, so I don't really mind having a knockoff. Also, some of the other, well, I'm gonna have to fix this. The torso is extremely loose at the lower end, and this is a little bit loose here. He drops down pretty easily. Let's see. Major differences also are where the joints come together. There's a lot of excess material. There we go. You can see there on the bicep swivel part, there's some extra, I guess it's called flashing, where it wasn't a clean cut out of the mold. That one's not a real good example, but there's some on the top of his neck, basically where all the seams, anywhere there's seams, or where the figure was in the mold, where it was removed from the mold, there's a lot of excess material, and I can clean that up with my X-Acto knife. Oh, there is a some paint mishap there on his lower leg, on his calf, which I can probably just scrape off. And let's see, I know that on the legitimate figure it's supposed to have some like serial numbers here on his foot. It does say 2008 Marvel C-001C, and then there were some numbers that looks like they were only partially covered, or they've been covered up by this cheap mold. So I don't know what the story is on how these are getting made, but they popping up quite a bit on eBay, and then you can see some more excess plastic around the edges, and a lot of people complain that it feels like that the plastic feels kind of cheap, like it feels like it's gonna break. So I'm pretty careful with figures, so I just have to keep in mind that it might be weak plastic. All of his joints are a little bit on the loose side. Some of them are really stiff and some of them are really loose. So just a lot of just inconsistency in the mold on where things are supposed to be coming together. I think his wrists are really, this is really tight. So I don't want to overturn a lot of this stuff because I don't want it to break. Like turning his wrist in towards his body, it doesn't feel like it wants to move at all. but you know, it's kind of a lot to pay for. It is a lot to pay for a figure, but you know, I've spent so many hours on eBay trying to get my collection built that you know, I probably could have got them for a little cheaper, or probably could have paid about the same amount for a legitimate one if I looked hard enough or waited long enough. But just don't have the patience anymore, and just wanted to hurry up and get one. And so just for size comparison, let's put the new Wolverine next to him. And there you go. So yeah, overall I'm pretty happy with my purchase, and now we'll have hopefully more members of the Thunderbolts coming in the next year. My gut is telling me that we might be getting a modern Luke Cage, since it does seem like they are trying to let us build complete teams now. That way we can be that much closer for completing our Thunderbolts team, since they were supposedly getting a Moonstone. I don't know if I think she is still in the current lineup for the Thunderbolts. I know that she was at one time. I just don't keep that close of tabs on all these characters. Anyway, so hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, that you hit like, share, leave a comment below, and if you haven't already, please subscribe. Thanks so much for watching. Talk to you later.